Hey you, the non-specific person behind the screen. Do you ever think about how perfect Minecraft's music was and how it now doesn't feel the same? I mean, of course you did. You decided to click on the video libtard. Clearly, people have noticed that in recent times, the newer Minecraft tracks that have been added into the game don't really hit the same as some of the absolute bangers of the past. Now, of course, I could go into a deep dive of the composition of the music and how it uses certain elements and traits and leitmotifs that make them really memorable, combined with relatively simple and clean sounding audio. But I'm not gonna do that. I don't do nerd stuff like that. I wanna go through why the music doesn't feel the same way. Why it sucks ass.
Horse's ass.
Sorry. That's a bit rough. Well, actually, no, it isn't. This will be very similar to one of my other videos because most of the stuff that makes old Minecraft feel unique and new Minecraft very not cash money also apply for the music. But I'll try to be a little different because I like myself. Yay! First is the time period during which the oldest OSTs were added. Volume Alpha is perhaps the most famous album because it features some of the most nostalgic songs in the game. Released on the 4th of March 2011, and according to Wikipedia, it features 24 soundtracks, although I will highlight the ones I find the most familiar to the majority of people. Say thank you in the comments. I mean, would you look at that? Some of these are absolute bangers. Take Subwoofer Lullaby for example. It sounds exactly like a lullaby. It's pretty calming and comforting at the same time, and by the end of the song, it changes into more of a melancholic tone, which almost makes you shed a tear. The other people cry, I mean, I ain't no bitch. Here, take a listen. And this is the other part as well. But if you listen to the other songs from this list, for example, Living Mice, Hagstorm, Dry Hands, Wet Hands, or any other track on this list, you will notice that they all follow a similar theme, the feeling of loneliness. But each one of them does its own spin on that subject, which makes every song here feel unique. As the updates went on, the game started to feel less familiar with the older players, and as such, these soundtracks became a bridge to a much simpler time both in their lives and in the game itself. So how do we fuck it up? Well, I have some ideas, but don't quote me on them. First is probably a change of style for both C418, who I've completely forgot to mention until now. Basically, we gotta thank this guy for making basically all the soundtracks you love from this game. Seriously, this guy is like a factory of absolute bangers. But as the game aged, the music he made either was directed a different way, or he figured that it was time to do something new. Safe to say, it fucking flopped. Okay, that's a little bit harsh. But yes, aside from Volume Alpha, I have a select number of tracks that I feel like deserve the same amount of respect as those other classic songs, but the rest is just mid. This could also just be because people age and then start to interpret new stuff in a different way, but I'm going in fucking circles at this point, so let me continue on. Another thing that had a major impact was the randomness of the music. I don't mean the random row of songs that would play. I mean during those times where you would be doing some mundane job and fucking door would start to play. Stuff like that will break the general boredom during some segments, which would make them a more stronger memory. Nowadays that philosophy was straight up abandoned for some weird ass music and biome specific songs. Minecraft by design is a random ass game, so to give it stuff that is extremely repetitive defeats the core message of Minecraft. I mean, I don't really care about those newer songs because they just lack heart, both by listening to them and a lack of passion from the production side of things. C418 was straight up fucking fired and replaced with Lena Raine, I think her name was.
Nice job, team.
Not to give her a bad rap, but her stuff just doesn't hit the same as C418's older stuff. Some people say that Pigstep is the greatest music disc for some reason. I just found it okay, but nothing that stood out. Cat is my love. I remember watching this little channel called Batclone, and during his famous Ruling with Mods Let's Play, that music disc would almost always be in the background. Majestic. Actually, almost all of the music discs are pretty good. Even Stall. I do believe there is potential though. The new stuff does sound Minecraft-ish, and that is a good foundation to begin with. For example, there is this one title screen song that just gets progressively louder and louder to the point that it sounds like a jumbled mess. Compare it to another title screen song, for example, Mog City 2, where it starts off peacefully and quietly until it slowly crescendos into a beautiful orchestral masterpiece. The calmness transitioning into a quick chaos is a sure symbol of the simplicity of the beginning of the game, which spirals its way into the magnificent ending and the slaying of the Ender Dragon. The newer songs, aka the music producers, you better take some fucking notes because this is the way forward. Not by blatant copying, and certainly not by bland obligation, but by inspiration and creativity to a new soundtrack. Yeah man, that shit ain't gonna happen.